Hello everyone, this is Layman here again with a new video. Today I want to discuss the most important factor when it comes to determining the profitability of your miner whilst mining HNT or Helium tokens. I would like to show you a couple of free tools which will hopefully allow you to assess your location, and also a tool which is free to determine whether or not an antenna upgrade is going to be feasible for you. So without further ado, I will jump straight into the first tool, which is helium.place. I'm certain many people who have been following the Helium project probably are already familiar with this website, but it allows you to determine whether or not there are any other Helium hotspots in your vicinity, and it allows you to assess how they may or may not impact on your device. So for the purpose of illustration, the website is helium.place, and for the purpose of this illustration I'm going to randomly choose London, United Kingdom as my location. So if I search, it auto-suggests the location after you type a few words, and once you click enter it will take you to the map. So once on the map, there are a couple of things that you need to be aware of. I mean, they have a legend on this on the left side bottom of the website. So the black dot represents your chosen place. So if, for instance, for the purpose of this demonstration, I say that I'm going to choose Brown's Hotel as my location, and I want a click on there, the black dot, and the hexagon should shift onto that location. So that will simulate my hotspot that I'm planning to insert into this location or install in the location. The red hexagons here essentially show you a 300 meter radius roughly, and that is the red zone, which basically means if there is another hotspot within the red zone, it will possibly impact the mining performance of your hotspot because it's too close. So that being said, I mean, if it comes under this red zone, it is going to have a decreased mining capability. But if it falls under the same smaller hexagon as your miner, it will have a severe impact on your mining capabilities. So that being said, the green area is the area outside of 300 meters and just beyond, and that represents the sweet spot. Now, if there is another hotspot in this area, that will be ideal for witnessing your transactions, and also the other way around. So your hotspot will be able to witness theirs, and both will complement each other in earning Helium tokens. So that being said, anything beyond the green zone is also good, as long as there is a clear line of sight or your signals can reach the other hotspot, then that will be quite profitable to you as well. So for the purpose of this location, for just the illustration purposes, the black hotspot is my chosen location, and this blue hotspot falls just about within the green area or the sweet spot. So that would be ideal for this hotspot because they will both complement each other and witness each other's transactions and confirm their locations, earning both of them Helium tokens. So that would be a perfect scenario. So I hope this clarifies. I have had a lot of questions about how the Helium token works and how the mining works. I am going to link a video on this top right hand corner now. If you click on the card, that will take you to a video that I made a few days ago that will explain how the whole mining process and witnessing process or proof of coverage works. So hopefully you'll find that useful. Moving on, the next bit is going to be, a lot of people have been asking whether or not an antenna upgrade is going to be feasible and how it will work or impact their mining. And I have found a really good and useful tool thanks to one of the subscribers here, one of the community members, and I am going to show you how that may help you in determining whether or not an antenna upgrade is going to be feasible in your case. So let's move on to this. If you have any questions about the helium.place website, if there is something that you want answered, please by all means leave a comment and I will try and look into it. So the next website is the Helium, the hotspot RF. So if you go into Google and type hotspot RF, RF stands for radio frequency, that will take you to their website. It's hotspotrf.com. Once you're on the website, you will need to register because the website gives you 10 free searches or credits, or simulation credits as they call them, to simulate the location. So 10 simulation credits are usually sufficient to make a judgment on whether or not you want to upgrade your antenna. So the way this tool works is you essentially choose your location. So I would choose UK and Ireland, for example. The antenna gain in dBi, it's essentially the standard antenna gain that you get from a standard REC version 2 miner is 2.4, so that's the default value. But if you've got a Bobcat, for example, you can always change that to 4 dBi because that is the output that the Bobcat miner would give you. Then there is a cable loss field, which is self-explanatory. If you're using a cable, the cable will lose some signal strength, some dBi output. So you can say, I'm using a cable and my dBi output is, a loss is about 1.5 according to the manufacturers. So, but my dBi output, on the other hand, is actually 5.8. So I'm going to change that for the purpose of this illustration with my own figures. Then it says antenna height. So how far up do you want to install your antenna? So how high up is it going to be? In my case, it's about 22 feet off the ground. So because it's at the above the roof line. That's an estimate. I haven't exactly measured it, to be honest, but I assume that's approximately the height that I'm working with. The website, the console on the left is a bit glitchy at times, so there is no scrolling mechanism to scroll down. So I suggest that once you've entered in the height, you press the tab button, and that will take you to the further down the screen. Then it allows you to choose the terrain. Are you based in a urban location, i.e. in a city centre, or are you based in a suburban location, i.e. just on the outskirts of a city, or do you have a clear line of sight? Say you have a clear line of sight, looking in a certain direction, because there is nothing that obstructs your antenna signal going in that particular direction, or whether you are in a wooded area. So those are the 4 terrain types that you can actually change into. before you click onto simulate location, I would suggest that you go onto the map options and you basically see whether you want a satellite picture of what the location looks like, or whether you want a Google Street type of map to basically show you what the location looks like. So it allows you to determine the whole thing. Also, it allows you to change the latitude and longitude for your location. So you can change those if you want to. And then once you've done all of that, go back into radio frequency. Again, press the tab button to get down to simulate location. And essentially what you do is you click on that. It will take a few seconds. It will run the whole thing, and then it will basically show you what your signal reach is going to be and what your in which direction the signals are going to actually spread further, etc. So it will simulate the range, and that should allow you to see whether or not an antenna with the entered parameters would be suitable for you. So for instance, here with the 5.8 dBi, it shows you how far out it will reach. The green signal strength is obviously very strong signals, blue, and then goes into sort of purple, and then it gets patchy towards the outskirts. So it shows you which way your signals are going to go and how strong they will be. So if I were to use an 8 dBi antenna, for instance, just as an example, and then simulate the location, then this whole thing will change. And we can see how far out the signals will travel. If there are obviously hotspots located within this particular location, then you should be able to hit them and witness their transactions. So in order to do that, you will need to reference helium.place again to determine where those hotspots are located, or just zoom into the thing, or just select the dark map. There are several things that you can do. So these are the hotspots here, as you can see, within the reach, so that your antenna will be able to access. So I hope this helps you in determining whether or not an antenna will be feasible or will be required to make any significant difference to your HNT mining. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, just as a last search, I don't think I've got many credits left, but I'm going to simulate the same location with a standard antenna which doesn't experience any cable loss. So, and you will see the whole map, the purple area is likely to shrink. As you can see earlier on, the signals were quite strong in this area as well, but with the lower range antenna, they will obviously not reach as far. So that's the tool that you can use to determine if an antenna is required. I hope this will help everybody in optimizing, hopefully, their helium mining and make things profitable for everyone. Thank you very much for checking it out. If you have any suggestions or any comments, please feel free to leave them below the video. I always endeavor to reply to every comment that I get, and it helps me out greatly. If there is anything else that you want me to look into, please also, suggestions are very welcome, and I would really appreciate your help. Thank you very much, and I will speak to you soon.